Magandang araw po, sir.
Eric.
Senate President and Mr. Chair, Senator Ping Lacson. Ako po si Jeffrey Celis. Ka-Eric po ang gamit kong
Jeffrey
pangalan.
Celis, pero ka-Eric ang tawag sa'yo.
Ka-Eric pong pangalan. Ang code ako, marami po kaming ginagamit na code. I will try to address directly first the question, then I will request the good senators to qualify some of my answers. Yung recruitment po ng kabataan sa CPP, NPA, NDF, in my experience, based on doctrine, practice, and experience, nagsisimula po yan kung mga sa baryo ng mga kabataan, meaning sa rural areas. Maaga po talaga, Senator, Senate President, sir. Kasi ang mga pamilya ng mga kabataan na ito, na tinatawag naming mass base, yung mga bata mismo as early as 8, 7, 6, before 10, kahalubilo po sila ng NPA eh. So, kaya nga sabi ko, ipokrito kami sa CPP, NPA, NDF to assert international humanitarian law, samantala mga granada at armas namin sa loob mismo ng bahay ng masa. At kami ay nag-assert ng Karil, Comprehensive Agreement for the Respect of Human Rights and International Humanitarian Law, signed during the time of President Estrada, pero hindi namin sinasabi na ang aming mga granada at armas, natutulog kami mismo sa bahay ng masa. Pero pag sundalo at pulis, bawal matulog sa bahay ng sibilyan, sa chapel at sa mga schools. Dihado talaga sila sa amin. Kasi kami, we do not tie down our rules sa IHL. We only use the IHL and other humanitarian conventions and protocols of war when it is convenient for us. Halimbawa, landmine. Ayaw naming tawagin yan, Senator, when you're Sir Chief PNP, as IED. Gusto naming tawagin yan na CDX, Command Detonated Explosives. Because under the Ottawa Convention, in the Geneva Convention, Protocol 1 and 2, gray area yan. Ang ipinagbabawal ay ang command detonated, ang pressure detonated and automatic and time-bound. But the pressure detonated or the command detonated na may switch gamit ang blasting cap at detonating cord, hindi siya outright na ipinagbabawal clearly sa Ottawa Convention and conventions ng Geneva Convention. So naiikutan namin, Senator Soto sir and Senator Ping. Sa tanong niyo po, paano na i-involve ang kabataan? Two ways. Kung sa baryo po, kahit hindi sila recruited dahil masa sila, mass base area yon, doon mismo kami nakatira. Doon kami mismo nag-organize, kasama namin ang mga magulang nila. So the children are exposed to the horrors and dangers of war. Informal recruitment. Dalawang recruitment kasing kabataan, Senator Soto sir, sa schools and universities, urban areas. And then the other side of recruitment sa mga baryo. Kapag schools and universities po, ang recruitment ay nagsisimula usually, sir, minor ka pa niyan eh. When I was recruited in the West Visayas State University, I was about to turn 18. Ang malala ngayon, nakita ko in the last 10 years.
Papunta sana ako ng tanong dyan eh. Paano ka na-recruit? Saan ka nag-umpisa? Ano nangyari?
Okay, thank you, Senator Soto, sir. Na-recruit po ako sa West Visayas State University. It is a premier state university sa Iloilo City in 1991. Ang unang organization na na-recruit, ang nag-recruit sa
Sino
akin,
nag-recruit sa'yo?
namatay po siya. Pinatay siya sa loob ng bus noong March 2019 last year, NDF consultant siya. Ang pangalan niya po ay Randy Felix Malayaw. He's also a good writer, just pareho kami, mga College Editors Guild. He was arrested before on the case pertaining to the assassination of Congressman Rodolfo Aguinaldo. He was from Isabela, and he, at the time of his death, nasa underground pa siya. Ako'y nagtumutulong na security consultant to the government. Pero ang pag-recruit sa akin, I was not recruited directly to the CPP. Kaya natutuwa ako na nakikinig ako sa mga officials ngayon and the senators discussing things which are never known to public, even to the government themselves, especially the military, Mr. Chair and Senator Soto, sir. I mean, akala ko ang aming pagsama sa aktivismo sa College Editors Guild of the Philippines, which is an open organization, ay laban lamang sa US military bases. Kasi mainit ang talakayan noon sa pagpapatag. The abrogation of the US military bases, 91 ako na-recruit eh.
1991.
Oo, so kasagsagan ng debate sa US military bases, transition from Cory government to Ramos government. So nang ma-recruit ako sa CGP, tuwang-tuwa ako kasi these are things that I never learned in school. Ito mga itinuturo sa amin. But 3 months thereafter, Senator, Mr. Chair, In-invite ako nila Randy Felix Malayaw, pagpalain sa ng kanyang kaluluwa. At hindi ko muna pangalanan yung ibang nag-invite kasi active pa po sa media. Mataas na rin ang katungkulan. We were students nung panahon na yun. Nang ma-recruit pa ako sa CEGP, I was thinking, yun na yung pagiging aktivista. But 3 months into the recruitment, at least nakikinig ang buong bayan ng buong bansa. Mga nanay na nakikinig at kabataan. In-invite ako sa isang meeting sa boarding house, mga 12 kami. At sa meeting na yun, mga student editors, campus writers, at student leaders ang nandun, iba't ibang universities. Pagdating doon, hindi na pinag-aralan ang US military bases. Pinag-aralan namin ang libro ni Joe Masison. Wala pang MKLRP noon. Ang tawag pa noon, LRP. Lipunan at Rebolusyong Pilipino, in English, Philippine Society and Revolution by Amado Guerrero, the nom de guerre of Joe Masison. Yan ang Biblia. I can teach that without the book in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, depending sa audience. And until now, memoryado ko yung 4 na portion. First part is national situation. Mayaman ang Pilipinas, ngunit naghihirap ang sambayan ng Pilipino. Second part, history. Ang kasaysayan ng pananakop at paglaban ng sambayan ng Pilipino. Third part, 3 ismo. Imperialismo, burokrata kapitalismo, feudalismo, 3 salot ng lipunan. Yung fourth part ang pinakadelikado. DRB, Demokratikong Rebolusyong Bayan, ang tanging solusyon sa problema ng mamamayan. Dito ang radicalization. Akala ko, yun na yun. Manunumpa pala kami sa bandilang pula. Yellow ang nakalagay, triangle. May alibata siya. Alibata, everyone knows, is an ancient Filipino alphabet.
Sir President, anong organization ang kinasasapian mo noon bago ka na-recruit?
Wala, sir. I was an ordinary student, Mr. Chair. I was a writer. I was part of the editorial board of Forum Dimensions. And I was recruited to the CEGP advocating pong mga issues ng mamamayan. Pero nang manumpa po ako after that LRP session in a boarding house, tago na meeting yon, tago. We were told that it was a CEGP meeting, but it was not. It was not a CEGP meeting, it was a meeting of Kabataang Makabayan, KM. KM was the organization founded by Joe Masison in 1964, November 30. When he was still part of the old PKP, lumang Partido Komunista ng Pilipinas sa panahon nila Jose Jesus Vicente Lava. Joma was part of the, Joma is not the original CPP founder. The original CPP was in November 7, 1930, founded by Crisanto Evangelista. Every party member knows this, and the rest of the Makabayan bloc knows this. Yes, they're party members. We are the same. Sa tanong ni Mr. Chair, Mr. Soto, paano ko napunta sa CPP? KM is the first step to the CPP. From CEGP, you will not be recruited from open organizations direct to the CPP. There is no direct recruitment to the Communist Party. The recruitment will pass open organizations, and then underground, and then party. The underground is the consolidator for the armed struggle. It is the NDF. So the NDF is not innocent. It is a conspirator, enabler, collaborator of armed struggle. It is not a legitimate organization pretending to be legal, but rather it is an underground umbrella of all sectoral underground organizations, Mr. Chair, like Kabataang Makabayan. In December of 91, I was again recruited, Mr. President and Mr. Chair, I was again recruited to become candidate member of the Communist Party of the Philippines. Ako po'y 2 beses na nanumpa sa CPP. 91 of December and May of 92. Kasi ang unang recruitment mo from the underground will be candidate member. No voting right ka sa loob ng partido. Pagka full member ka, na-prove na nila na hindi ka security threat at capable ka to be develop as a cadre, you will be recruited to become a full member. At doon ka i-recruit talaga at bibigyan ng pag-aaral. Sa panahon namin, kasama po yan sa summer immersion. I was recruited in the area of Baras, Iloilo. With no less than yung mga regional party committee ng mga matatanda ng mga 70s na nakita ko, sila mga instructor ko sa BKP, Batayang Kursong Pangpartido.
Nabanggit mo kanina yung CEGP, College Editors Guild, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Miyembro ka nito?
Yun ang unang organization na sinalihan ko.
Nasalihan mo?
Yes.
So yun ang naging vehicle kung paano ka naispatan na ma-recruit?
Because ang nagre-recruit at namumuno ng CEGP are already cadre of the CPP.
Sige, please proceed.
Which hindi nila ina-admit sa amin. We were thinking na pariho-pariho kami mga writers. Nauna pong na-recruit si Randy Felix Malayao sa akin. If you are asking for the historical reference of my authenticity, ang kapanahunan ko po ay si Teddy Casino. He was the national chair of national president of CEGP. I was the regional chairman of the CEGP. Do I know him also to be part of the CPP? Hindi na po ako magpapaka-ipokrito, Mr. Chair, Mr. President. Yes. We were all CPP, they are still CPP. They are still part of the Communist Party, and worse, they deny it and they are not admitting it to the nation. That is why they are not here. I was supposed to meet them here. Maganda sanang nandito kami para lahat ng circumstances to be asked by Senate and to be known by the people ay masasagot. Mr. Chair, I operated po sa dalawang mundo ng CPP na hindi po ito masyadong naiintindihan. From 91 to 2001, Mr. Chair, Senator Ping, involved ka sa history ko. Ikaw po ang Chief PNP. Yun ang huli ko pong bahagi sa open mass movement na pinatalsik namin si Pangulong Estrada. We organized, conspired, collaborated in a broad alliance to establish the ERAP Resign movement. It is a known fact. It is part of history. It was a collaboration of the Communist Party, of the church leaders, of traditional opposition politicians na hinayaan ni Pangulong Estrada. At iyan po ay naging bahagi ako. I was a regional coordinator of ERAP Resign movement. Nakikinig po sila ngayon, papatayin nila ako sa lahat ng mga isinisiwalat ko. Hindi po pupuno ang buong araw natin sa lahat ng historical accounts ko na ito.
Yung inaalala ko, mukhang sa history mo, maabutin tayo maghapon. So, fast forward muna tayo, ano? Doon sa main question ko kanina. Dahil may 17 years old na former child warrior na kinasuhan ng rape yung commander niya. Ngayon, ang tanong ko, is this something that happens or that happened before? Ito ba yung mga this kind of abuses and human rights violations done to the recruits, by their commanders or leaders or the terrorist groups? Nangyayari ba ito or isolated itong kaso ito?
Mr. Senate President and Mr. Chair, nangyayari po yan. Sabi ko nga, anong tatag mo sa Marxismo, Leninismo at Maoismo pag tinamaan ka ng prinsipyo ni Freud ng libido, malilimutan mo ang disiplina ng Marxismo, Leninismo at Maoismo. I confirm the question of the Senate President. Naaabuso ba mga kabataan sa kababaihan? Yes.
Former Congressman Colmenares, ang request niya kung pwedeng yung mga resource persons na mag-aakusa, dapat may personal knowledge. Tatanungin kita ngayon, meron ka bang personal knowledge sa alinmang pangyayari na binabanggit mo?
Ang testimonya ko po ay mayroon akong personal knowledge. And to Mr. Chair, with your indulgence, I would like to address also Mr. Nery Colmenares, my former comrade in the CPP. The personal knowledge required is only in the court of law, sa trial sa court. Kaya ayaw nyo kaming humarap sa Senado at lumabas sa media, kami mga kasama nyo, because malalantad kayo. And in the court of law, in the judicial requirement, Mr. Senator, required kami doon na mag-produce on the weight of evidence based on the rules of evidence ng korte. Yun ang gusto nila. Itatali ang kamay namin. Sa tanong ni Mr. Chair, Senate President, do we have enough knowledge of the things that we want to testify before the people in the Senate? Yes, we have. Depende po sa itatanong nyo at ibibigay yung panahon. Sasagutin ko lang po, Mr. Chair, Senate President, ang tinanong.
Kung nangyayari ito before, hanggang ngayon nangyayari ba ito?
Nangyayari po yan, Mr. Senate President, matagal na. Although, in fairness to the NPA, kapag ikaw ay nahuli ng rape, pinapatay ka namin. That is death sentence. That is automatic death sentence. Pero dahil yung ibang nagko-commit ng rape and abuse sa mga miyembro na NPA na kababaihan, lalo na kabataan, ay mga matataas ang katungkulan sa partido at sa NPA, Mr. Senate President, pwedeng itago po yan. At yan ang nangyari sa dalawang bata na magkakapatid sa Leyte ngayon. Ilang taon silang inabuso. And I am not at liberty to discuss that kasi right at the halls of Congress, of Senate right now, siya po ay naging biktima din. But baka sensitive yan. Hindi ko alam kung sa television tayo. If you want direct testimony for that, nandito rin siya sa Senate ngayon. NPA siya. Kabataan siya ng ma-recruit at tanungin niyo siya po mamaya. I think baka i-suspend natin ang coverage or rules sa executive session kung anong detalye. Pero sasagot sa tanong ni Senate President, yes. The abuse and the vulnerability of children and mga minor na NPA na nare-recruit, nangyayari po. Ang kinababahala ko, Mr. Senate President and Mr. Chair, in the last 8 years, on the recovered document from Vic Ladlad, the acting Secretary General of the Communist Party nang mahuli siya sa Novaliches, proud na proud sila that they were able to recruit in 3 years ng 8,000 kabataan muli in the underground movement at ang mostly senior high school from PUP, UST, FEU. Ito yung umiyak dito sa Senado. They were not crying ladies for nothing. They were grieving mothers like our mothers na umiiyak ng kami naglayas at nag-full-time sa NPA during our time. Nangyayari po ito ngayon, dokumento ito ng CPP-NPA in the last 3 years, 2016, 17, and 18 hanggang 19. More than 8,000 na kabataan, senators, Mr. Chair and Senate President, ang na-recruit nila from the document mismo ni Vic Ladlad. Nakuha ito at ang karamihan senior high school, which means 16 and 17 years old. And I share the concern of the Senate President right now.
Yes, it is really alarming na nangyayari nga pala ito. Ngayon, ilang taon na po ba kayo? If you don't mind my asking.
Ako po pinanganak noong October 14, 1971. Libra pong zodiac sign ko, ako'y 49 years old.
71, medyo bata ka pa. Hindi ka...
Ka-birthday ko po
namin
si Mr. Joey De Leon, a very good artist.
Okay. Pero hindi mo kalinya kami nila Senator Lacson at saka ni Brad, no? Secretary Del. Medyo bata-bata ka pa. So, kasi bigla akong nag-alala at naalala ko rin, parang reminder sa akin, nung araw, natatandaan ko kasi, pagka hindi ninyo alam, kaming mga edad na ganito, naalala namin, na dapat talaga nag-iingat yung ating mga kabataan. Dahil nung araw, may mga beauty queens na sumali sa sumalib eh. Nagbago ang buhay nila eh. No? Kaya dapat sabihan nga talaga na medyo pag-aralan natin mabuti mga kilos natin, lalo sa ating kabataan. Hindi nyo siguro kilala si Mayta Gomez, si Nelia Sanchez. Nelia Sancho.
Mr. Senate President, hindi ko siya inabutan, but I confirm they were part of the CPP-NPA.
Mga beauty queens.
Mayta Gomez, si Nelia Sancho. Yung iba po mga magaganda talaga, si Vic Costignani ng Negros, magaganda yan eh. Maraming magaganda sa NPA, kaya maganda ang asawa ko po.
Kaya nga, bali, paalala natin
Mr.
yung...
Senate President, ikaw ba ay nag-surrender, nahuli? Paano ka ba nakatiwalag?
Very different po ang circumstansya ko, Mr. Chair and Senate President. Hindi po ako na-captured. Hindi rin po ako arrested kasi wala ako sa warrant of arrest. Pero nasa order of battle ako. Naglaylo ako, nag-awol ako. Ang last unit ko po from the ERAP Resign Movement, I was deployed in 2002 September. Yeah, September.
You were never a combatant?
No,
Never ka naging combatant?
Naging part po ako ng NPA National Operational Command. I was part of the N2. NPA National Operational Command. Kapanahonan ko po.
Ito, water under the bridge, total, nasa kamay ka na naman ng gobyerno. Nakapag-participate ka sa mga armed encounters?
Am I protected? Isa po sa mga naging trabaho.
Wala naman details, General question.
Meron po.
Yes or
Isa
no
doon
lang
po.
naman. Don't give details anymore.
Sir?
Hindi ko kailangan ng detalye.
Yeah.
Yes or no lang.
Yes.
Nakapag-participate ka rin sa mga ambuscades?
Yes, sir.
Nakapag-participate ka rin sa mga depredations like yung mga unarmed civilians?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And sir, if you may, Mr. Chair, Senate President.
Before you continue, baka tayo malero sa inyong sinasabi ko tungkol sa mga kabataan. Papaalala ko lang yung sinabi ni Rizal. Naalala mo ba yun? Sinasabi ni Rizal na kapag yung paru-paro ay na-attract sa kandila, at hindi nag-ingat, maaaring mapahamak. Go ahead.
Sir, ang last unit ko po ay National Operational Command ng NPA. Buong Pilipinas po. Ako po ay napailalim sa N2. I did a lot of things under that unit. Na-missing po yung mga kasama ko. Sina Prudencio Calubid, the Legion of Samar, and Leo Velasco. Yung asawa niya si Elizabeth Principe. Yeah, si Leo Velasco ay na-missing sa Cagayan de Oro, sa Limkit-Kay. Limkit-Kay. Hindi ko na po i-refer sino ang chief of staff that time. Digmaan po yung sinamahan ko. Yung binabanggit kanina dito, yung Kamameshi Restaurant sa Quezon Memorial Circle, Yeah, si Romulo Quintanar. Hindi na po ako magdidetalye, pero redemption ko po ito ngayon. And I'm very happy, Mr. Chair, Mr. Senate President, for me to liberate ourselves, from the demons playing in our conscience for the many sins that we have committed to the people. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Popoy Lagman.
Sir.
Popoy Lagman.
Popoy Lagman was never assassinated by the NPA. I will not tell kung sino, alam din namin.
Pero hindi NPA.
Hindi NPA po. Tabara, yes. Sa Fairview, SM Fairview po. Arturo Tabara. Yes po. Rolly Quintanar po. Yeah.
Hindi, si Rolly Abadilla.
Yeah. Rolly Quintanar was a major
Hindi,
project of the...
Abadilla. Abadilla.
Hindi po, sir.
Hindi,
Rolando
NPA.
Abadilla.
Hindi po, sir. You will learn a lot from us, sir. Pero ABB, yeah. ABB. Sir, 1 minute, Mr. Chair, if I may. I am very happy, we're very happy, maybe maririnig din mamaya si Kashane. Mas younger siya sa akin, and she has a lot of testimonies to tell. Baka mas mayayanig mamaya ang maririnig mula sa kanya. Ang message ko lang is very clear. Napakagandang pagkakataon po ito upang mag-unite ang buong bayan at ang gobyerno, ang Senado, ang Kongreso, ang Executive, and even the Judiciary for us to stand against the CPP, NPA, NDF. Sa tanong, sir, from the perspective of a former cadre, anong kapabilidad ng CPP, NPA, NDF? They cannot overthrow the government, but they can make Smart and Globe pay 200 million more every year combined. Is that not a threat? They can make 300 to 400 million from the NGO racket coming
I'm
inside.
telling you, that's an open secret.
Yeah. Correct po. And they can make AAA contractors na gumagawa ng mga airport, ports, mga yan.
Again, that's an open secret.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
2% yung cut ng NPA sa mga infra. Naging 3 na ba? Oh.
I confirm, sir, 2%. But in the
2%
recent
yan.
documents, sir,
So, sa lahat
3.5.
ng infra, walang under, lalo sa mga influence, kung walang 2% from the contractor. That's in addition to the 10% of the congressmen.
Agree, sir. At ang source, sir, I will reveal. Not Secretary Villar.
Some congressmen, by the way. I'd like to qualify.
Yeah, some congressmen. At ang source po ng information namin, Senate President, Mr. Chair, kung paano namin nalalaman ang mga project, saan ang location, magkano ang cost, sinong project nito, ang manager, DPWH. The information on the extortion, if there is one single biggest mafia style, highly organized, most prolific extortion machinery to come before the face of the earth, it's the CPP, NPA, NDF. At hindi yan napipigilan ng ating government.
So,
So, paano din sorry, Mr. Senate President, curious lang. Paano nare-remit yan? At saan? Magkano napupunta, o magkano, ilang porsyento napupunta sa the Netherlands? Ilan yung nagagamit dito sa operation dito sa local?
Ang sa Smart and Globe po ay bank remittance pero outside the Philippines.
Ilang percent? Halimbawa, sa 300 million per year, ilang porsyento doon o magkano ang napupunta doon sa The Hague?
Okay. Ang policy po is pag regional operations finance, 40% i-remit sa Central Committee, 60% sa region. It's 40-60.
When you say Central Committee, yung Central Committee dito,
Yeah.
ang tinatanong ko, from the 40%, ilang percent yung pumupunta sa Netherlands?
Hindi ko po masagot categorical pero tama po kayo sa inyong very logical questions, Mr. Chair. May napupunta po sa Netherlands kasi nandun ang CPP International Department. Nandun si Joma sa Barrio Utrecht, the Netherlands, sa Barangay Utrecht. At tama po may napupunta doon. At ang napupunta doon, sir, ang naririnig ko na nandun dito pa po, hindi po bababa sa 50% ng mga nakikita dito nare-remit doon. So, yun po, that is very clear. At ang pinakamasakit po, the CPP and PNDF are able to circumvent the Anti-Money Laundering Council because we are able to establish web network of conduit NGOs that can channel funds amounting to 300 to 400 million coming from partners from Belgium, Netherlands, Europe, etc.
With further indulgence of the Senate President, Kusulay Porso, do you have a list of the NGOs naging conduit para to circumvent the anti-money laundering law?
Yes, I think
You don't need to tell this committee right now. Pwedeng submit na lang yan.
Yes, sir.
sa committee.
We will do, sir. Thank you for that
Have you
guidance.
furnished the anti-money, or at least through NICA or whoever is handling you, nakarating na ba sa Anti-Money Laundering Council yan?
Yes, sir. We will comply.
Okay. I will not ask any further questions in that regard. Thank you, Mr. President.
Siguro na lang, just a manifestation also, na baka ngayon maiintindihan ng mga nagtatanong, bakit daw yung mga telcos mahilig maglagay ng cell site sa mga kampo, sa mga military camp? Ano? Yan ang sagot. Kasi pag hindi sa military camp, piperwisyoin.
Bubumbahin, susunugin, wawasakin.
Sunugin, wawasakin. Kung
Mr.
hindi,
President.
magbayad.
Yeah, Mr. Senate President, Mr. Chair, the armed forces and the Philippine National Police cannot be the private security guard of Smart and Globe.
Oh. So yung mga nagtatanong kung bakit sa kampo, yun ang sagot. Hindi dahil gustong i-monitor ng China ang military. Ano?
The weaknesses of the government, security sector to secure, Mr. President, Mr. Chair, the facilities and infrastructure of these telecommunications. Kasi under the law, bawal man maging security guard ng Smart at Globe at mga private companies ang police at ang army at ang armed forces. So the weakness of that, manipis at maliit ang ating armed forces, malawak ang area, they cannot really secure every critical infrastructure. It becomes